Hi, I'm Lanny, and this is Preserving Today. Today, I want to talk about my top 5 favorite fermentation recipes for those who don't like sauerkraut. So maybe you've heard about the benefits of fermented food and adding probiotics to your diet, but you just can't stand the sour, funky taste of sauerkraut? Well, I recommend you try it again and try it homemade. Start with a small amount and work your way up. It can be an acquired taste. You could also try adding a small amount of the brine from one of those pickle type ferments to a drink or something else so you're getting those probiotics. But why would you want to take it like a supplement when you can really just enjoy to eat it? So here are my top 5 fermented foods for people who don't like super sour, salty, pickled, funky foods. Number 1 is gonna sound obvious after I say it. It's yogurt. This is so easy to find in the store. And if you buy real yogurt, natural yogurt, you're gonna be getting some good bacteria in there for sure. As far as ferments go, it's not the easiest one to do because you have to inoculate yogurt at a certain temperature, whereas many other fermented foods all happen at room temperature. However, yogurt was the first fermented food that I ever made. I actually made it before I even knew it was fermenting. I didn't understand fermentation or the process of it at all. I learned this as making yogurt, and I did, and it was great. Making yogurt can make ledney as well, which is just a thick strained yogurt. And then you have the whey to work with and make all sorts of different things. But yogurt is pleasing to almost anybody. And when you're making it at home, you can determine how sour you make your yogurt by how long it's fermented. And then of course you can use that yogurt plain. You can make tzatziki sauce. You can sweeten it, build parfaits, add it to different kinds of curries, or as a topping for many things. When I make mine at home and make it super sour and thick, I use it in place of a sour cream as well. You can watch my video on how I make my yogurt in my Instant Pot here, or catch that link in the video description. The second ferment that I would recommend, if you don't like funky foods, would be fermenting salsa. This is so easy to do at home. Any fresh salsa, cut to any size you like, from a pico de gallo to a sauce. Leave it on your counter for about 24 hours and you have fermented salsa. You won't believe how easy it is and how good it tastes. This is not only going to help you get those probiotics you are after, it's going to help your salsa stay fresh in your refrigerator for years. I literally have a video where I taste my 5-year-old salsa. You can check that out in the description and also see how I make my salsa and watch how it progresses as it ferments so you know what to expect when you're getting into it. Check that out here or in the link below in the description. My next favorite fermented food for those people who don't like funky, sour fermented vegetables is kefir or kefir. Depending on where you're from, you're going to pronounce it differently. Kefir is a yogurt-ish style drink. So it's not as thick as yogurt, but it is made from milk, usually dairy milk. But it's used using a starter culture that's called a kefir grain, and that you use to ferment some milk, and then you move it into fresh milk to ferment your next batch. So it's a perpetual ferment that'll continue on. So if you get yourself some kefir grains, or if you buy them, those same grains can be used to make batch after batch of kefir. If you buy kefir at the store, it's not going to be the same as making it at home or getting it somewhere locally from people who do it in a traditional way. But you might still be able to find some decent local kefir companies in your area depending on where you live. I'm going to link below to any videos or resources on my website I have to kefir, which are a lot because I love this stuff, as well as where I got my kefir grains when we started, which was my cousin who got them from culturesforhealth.com. That's a great place for lots of different kinds of starter cultures. Kefir can be used in smoothies to drink it as it is. You can flavor it and ferment it a second time. You can make like a mango lassi type drink from it, or you can even make coconut kefir from coconut milk as well. I'll also link to the video of me making coconut kefir, which is so delicious, such a sweet, delicious treat. No added sugar or anything, and makes it absolute best popsicles. Okay, my fourth favorite recipe for people who don't like funky, sour, fermented vegetables is fermented applesauce. This is an often overlooked one. People don't even know you can do this. Make applesauce from fresh apples, puree it, leave it on the counter overnight or for 24 hours tops, and you'll have fermented applesauce. You can catch my video here or in the description below and watch how easy it is to make your own fermented applesauce at home. It doesn't preserve it for a very long time in the fridge, so keep in mind it needs to be eaten within about a week or it'll start to turn a little alcoholic and then eventually get moldy. Okay, my last favorite recipe for those people who don't like funky fermented vegetables is fermented honey cranberries. Really, any honey ferment takes it to a whole new level because you're not working with the sour flavors that you typically equate fermentation with. This is sweet. Honey is sweet. You can actually ferment things in honey. So check out my video for honey fermented cranberries or find the link in the description below. I ferment spiced cranberries and they last me for more than a year and they're so good topped on that yogurt or kefir we were already making or added to recipes, put on top of muffins or scones, drizzle the honey, use it in tea, whatever, and that's loaded with probiotics and it's delicious. So those are my 5 top picks for people who don't think they like fermented foods. So if that's you, give one of these recipes a try and get the living food back into your diet and into your kitchen and into your understanding of how to prepare food. If you need help on any of this to get started, check the description below for all of my resources. And of course, leave a comment if you have a specific question because I'm always happy to help. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, this was Preserving Today.